It's finally happening. We have some huge updates surrounding the Toronto Maple Leafs ahead of tonight's big game. And ladies and gentlemen, Leafs fans are absolutely fired up. We have updates surrounding Mitch Marner, updates surrounding Anthony Stolarz after over a month of him missing games. And in his absence, the Leafs have been struggling when it comes to their backup goaltenders. Everything is right in Leafs land. We're going to break all down in this episode, but before we get into it, quick reminder, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 15,000 subscribers, getting very, very close, less than 300 away. Darius, some huge news and quite frankly, shocking news. We were expecting Saturday to be the game where everything was kind of coming together, specifically for Anthony Stolarz, for Mitch Marner. Man, oh man, were we not misinformed necessarily, but they are ahead of schedule. Breaking, Mitch Marner is back and will play tonight. Anthony Stolarz is back and will play tonight for the first time in 8 weeks. It's been almost 2 months since we saw Anthony Stolarz. It has been actually 8 weeks. It's been 2 months since we saw Anthony Stolarz. We'll focus on Anthony Stolarz to start. Then we'll get into Mitch Marner. Man, oh man, is this, I'm happy. I'm an excited Leafs fan right now because my favorite Leaf of the season so far in Anthony Stolarz, not really true, but I'm a huge Anthony Stolarz fan. He's back.
All is right in Leafs land right now, coming off of a huge win against Calgary on Tuesday. Obviously, going into this game, you're like, are they going to be fully healthy? And I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, the healthiest they've been all season. I mean, Stolarz is finally back. That's really exciting. He's going to get the start tonight. Mitch Marner is back. He missed one game. He's played every single game this season except for the game in Calgary. So obviously, nice to see him back, and it's nothing that's going to linger. They're out on the West Coast, but again, it's going to be a very fun game to watch. And Stolarz is back. I would assume that he's going to start Saturday too. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern, extremely late start, but we get to watch Anthony Stolarz play, so everything is fine when it comes to that. Now, again, we all knew Stolarz was nearing a return. However, to A, not have any setbacks, and B, to start on Thursday today. Let's not forget now, he'll have a start before the Four Nations Cup, before the All-Star break, all of these different things. I'm very happy, if you can't tell, extremely happy. But also, of course, Mitch Marner is back as well. We're getting into the lines. Yeah. Let's talk about Mitch Marner a little bit here. There was a little bit of concern about how long he was going to miss, if his injury was going to be a bit more serious. That is not the case. He is good to go. He is back. And quite frankly, as my earbuds fall out, I'm so excited. The Mitch Marner is back with Anthony Stolarz, and the first line did pretty well. And ultimately, this is going to be very important for the Leafs. I mean, we look at the first line and how they performed in the one game Mitch Marner missed. I mean, the top two lines are great. Bobby McMann was great, but to now have Mitch Marner back playing alongside Auston Matthews, Matthew Knies, the Leafs are finally healthy. And obviously, the Anthony Stolarz is the bigger story when it comes to actual returns. When you're talking about a little bit of a surprising return, Mitch Marner back this soon. I mean, there was rumors about him missing a little bit of time because of the Four Nations Cup coming up, but he's obviously going to play in that. And of course, he's back with the Leafs. And let's keep on rolling if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, and there was some speculation that he was out due to maybe a flu or something that was going around, right? So there was a lot of speculation in terms of like how long he was going to miss, if he was going to miss more than one game. Was he going to miss the Four Nations Cup? Looks like you can put all that to bed at this point. He's healthy. He's ready to go. It was probably something that was just lingering from something that happened in the game against Edmonton, and he's back and ready to go tonight, and he's going to play. Craig Berube said he's playing, so he's ready to go.
I'm very excited for, Anthony Stolarz, of course, Mitch Marner. Let's touch the lines a little bit here. So Knies, Matthews, Domi. Now, again, this was against Seattle. You can start to obviously put in your players as you will. Marner will be, he's on the second line here. Nylander, Tavares, Marner, McMahon, Holmberg, Robertson, Pacioretty, Camp, Lorentz, with Ryan Reeves once again missing some time here. This is extremely interesting because you now have what we've been clamoring for a long time, which is not necessarily Domi on the top line, but splitting up Matthews and Marner. What are your thoughts on this, and do you think this is going to stand when they play tonight?
It'll stand for the first little bit. We'll see how the game goes. If they're winning, it's going to stay. But if they're not and they need a spark, like it's going to get split up and go back to what we know it to be. But I mean, Domi looked fine with Matthews, and we've been clamoring for it all season. We've been talking about it on streams. Like, I do not like the way. It's not that I don't like the way that Matthews and Marner play together. It's the fact that, like, I think they just play softer when they're playing together because they're trying to make plays and stuff like that. Like, they're not playing the right way. And I feel like when Matthews plays with a guy like Domi and last year Bertuzzi, for example, he just plays a harder game, a heavier game. So I like that. So I want to see what this line does again tonight. Knies obviously had a great game, I thought, against Calgary as well. Everybody really did. It was a great game. And then the second line, It's going to be interesting to watch. Like Marner just easing back into the lineup. I guess he's really only missed one game, so it's not much there. And then Nylander, continuing to do his thing. Tavares in the middle. I think it's going to be interesting to see if that line sticks together past like the second period or halfway through the second period. So we'll see. Third line is pretty heavy, minus Holmberg at this point. I don't know about him if he makes it past the deadline. And then no Reeves tonight. Pretty interesting there. Not interesting, but like I wonder why he's not in the lineup again. We're getting to that point of the season. Maybe you don't need him. He's only fought once, right? So I do think that there is still a role for him on this team. I understand why he's still around, but it's going to be a fast-paced game. It's going to be interesting, and I'm just really curious to see how long Craig Berube keeps Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews apart. And the fact that they're starting the game like this, they were doing something right last game. So we'll see how it plays out. It's gonna be fun.
Pacioretty is on the fourth line tonight alongside David Kampf and Steven Lorenz. So Patch is down to the fourth. You have McMahon. I feel like Holmberg, every time like we're seeing his name in the third line center spot, I can't help but feel that is a placement spot until the trade deadline, whether they acquire Dylan Cousins. Yeah, placeholder while they wait to acquire somebody else. And again, it's going to be extremely interesting. Regarding the blue line, McCabe, Tanev, Riley, OEL, Benoit Myers with Timmins and Dakota Mermis, who was brought up when I believe it was Nikita Grabenkin who got sent down. And Stolarz is back in action, which once again is the big storyline here with Joseph Woll. I mean, just to seeing Joseph Woll or seeing Stolarz and Woll as the goalies at the bottom of the practice skates or the practices in the morning skates is just so encouraging for Leafs fans here. And everybody is back. Mitch Marner's back. And he replaces Morgan Riley on the power play one. So they ran it for a game, and I think it was Morgan Riley's best game in a while last game. He played very solid. Now you have Mitch Marner. They're going back to the 5 forward spot, which is super intriguing as well here. And also, of course, something else to note from these lines is that OEL is playing and healthy as well. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he's back in the lineup. He didn't really miss time, but obviously, he missed against Edmonton. He left that game, so it's good to see him back in the lineup, and there's nothing really ailing him there.
Yep.
Like you mentioned, seeing Stolarz and Woll, very, very welcome. Very welcome to see them at the bottom there in terms of who's playing tonight, the goaltending, because I got sick and tired of seeing Woll and somebody, right? Because that's what it's been for the last almost 2 months at this point. So glad to have them both back. And in terms of the power play, they've been running the 5-man unit, the 5 forward unit for a while. Marner came out, Riley went in because Marner missed last game. It worked. The power play looked great last game, so I don't know why you would change something in that regard. But obviously, I think you got to have Marner there, right? It makes sense, but I don't know why you would change it up that much. But we'll see what they do today. Again, they've been running the 5-man, 5 forward again unit for a while. It has worked at times. I want to see if it works again tonight. It worked against Edmonton. That's the most recent sample that we have. So we'll see what happens tonight. But I am, skeptical at times of breaking up things that are rolling, and that's what it was on Tuesday against Calgary. So we'll see what happens. They need to get the puck to the net, but it should be an exciting game nonetheless. Although it kind of is upsetting again. I mentioned off the top, like all of these changes. Stolarz is back, Marner's back in the lineup. They're fully healthy for the first time in maybe the entire season to a degree, and it's a 10 p.m. Eastern start. Unfortunate.
Yeah, we'll be live following the game in the depths of the night. So if you're watching this far, let us know down below. Let us know if you're going to be up watching this game tonight. Obviously, it is a Thursday night, not a Friday. Bit easier to, stomach and swallow if it's a weekend. But that'll wrap it up. Let us know down below what your thoughts are. A ton of moves, ton of things. I mean, the trade deadline's a month-ish away. We have the Four Nations Cup approaching as well. Tons of things going on. So it's the place to be for daily Leafs content. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.